I've been getting your messages saying, "Hey, Nez, man, you look like you need to get some sleep, brother. Maybe take it easy a little bit." And you're absolutely right. I do need to get some more sleep. And I appreciate your concern. I have not gotten, literally, have not gotten a wink of sleep since this happened to my dear friend, who I never actually met personally. But I call him my dear friend because his movement, his language, his soul resonated so deeply with mine, as I'm sure it does with all of you. And so I've literally been having nightmares about this since this happened, and I'm never, ever going to rest. And the only way that this is going to stop happening, the only way that we're going to get our country back together is if we talk about this, discuss these things, let these videos, our mission here to make common sense go viral, make these videos go viral by tapping the thumbs up, sharing them, commenting on all of these videos, because this can't happen anymore in my country. For our grandkids' future, if we want them to grow up in the America that you and I grew up in, this can't happen anymore. It has to stop. Enough is enough. And there's all sorts of new reports I'm going to share with you. Boy, did I go down a dark, cavernous, myriad hole, finding out a lot about this Lance Twiggs guy, who is the transgender boyfriend of Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson. I'm going to share that with you. I want to first share this post by our FBI director, Kash Patel. He posted this today. Wow. So Kash Patel, you can see right up there on his official FBI Director X account, posted this excerpt from Fox saying Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin lived with transgender partner who is now cooperating with FBI officials. So apparently Tyler Robinson is not being so cooperative. I'm going to share with you a quick clip of what Governor Cox from Utah just said. But apparently this guy, Lance Twiggies, or whatever the hell his name is being very, very forthcoming. I'm going to share with you all the stuff that he said, as well as, like I said earlier, some of the dark stuff that I never would pray this upon any of our children, any of your eyes to see. I'm going to share with you what I found, and it is extremely, extremely dark. Now, why would Director Kash Patel post this? Well, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that there is a lot of misinformation. We got this repugnant professor from Harvard spreading this lie, as well as tons of other liberal influencers and elected goons on the radical left, who rightfully so, Elon Musk has called the Democratic Party the party of murder and death. That's exactly right, who they are. You got to call them for what they are. There's all this unbelievable, like robust effort to make it spread like wildfire, this unhinged, unfound rumor that the assassin was a right-winger, was a conservative, and that was it. That was the end of the story, which is abundantly not true. Yes, he came from a conservative family, but as I posted in my video recently, if you haven't seen it, you got to go check that out. He was fine until his father dropped him off to college, and then 4 years later, everything changed. He became radicalized because they're not universities. They're not higher learning institutions. They're pure and simple indoctrination camps.
In the investigation, you say he admitted that, confessed?
No, not again. He is not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating. But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important. There were reports yesterday that we can confirm that his roommate was indeed a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female. That's information that the FBI had mentioned yesterday. We can confirm that as well, and that he is cooperating with authorities as well.
So, I mean, that's really interesting to me. So I wonder what's going on here. He was caught kind of bragging about this on these sort of web forums like Discord and Reddit, even seemingly being very, very honed in on the FBI getting close to him. He was kind of alluding to it, trying to be funny about some of the photos that were released by the FBI in certain forums and dark web internet chats, et cetera, saying, wow, they're getting close to me, or wow, I guess they're almost onto me. And then all this, I mean, it seems very, very clear that he's the assassin. His father turned him in, right? And so it's just getting more and more bizarre. Why wouldn't he cooperate? Why is he refusing to cooperate? I wonder if that's attorney guidance or counsel, or dare I say, and I'm really jumping the gun here, but what's happening now with this ridiculous case in Charlotte with that poor Ukrainian refugee woman, Irina Zarutska, the assailant, this William DeCarlos Brown Jr., is now like there's of course, a liberal leftist Dem judge is now allowing him to go free, essentially saying there's not going to be any trial or no charges until we do a mental evaluation. And there's a lot of uproar about this. It's been kind of suppressed and quiet due to this obvious huge tragedy with Charlie Kirk, which has completely swallowed every media airway, as it should. But apparently, William DeCarlos Brown Jr., there's a lot of uproar that he may get off and not face any jail time for that horrific attack that was all caught on video due to pleading, maybe perhaps, that he was insane. And I wonder if there's some kind of leaning towards this. I have a quick question for you. I posted this on my community tab. What do you honestly think should happen to Tyler Robinson? Do you think that he should face capital punishment, life in prison, prison with parole? Let me know what you think in the comments. I genuinely want to hear from you. But here's some stuff that I found. So Tyler Robinson appeared to have a fixation on furries. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is that? I'm going to explain. While his live-in transgender boyfriend espoused support for Joe Biden, there's a big shock, and joked about being mentally ill, according to social media posts linked to the pair. So Lance Twiggs, 22, an aspiring pro gamer and Robinson's roommate, appears to have made a comment in a 2022 Reddit post stating, "We are riding with Biden on this glorious subreddit." So if you don't know, I don't really know that much about Reddit either. I kind of stay away. It seems very, very, it's the outlier. It's sort of the outcast of the social media world. There's a lot of crazy stuff. My wife tells me all the time. She kind of does research there a lot. I stay really far away from it as possible. But just essentially, it's like kind of anonymous Facebook, and you can get away with bullying people. I mean, that's literally what it is. I mean, if you know better, let me know in the comments. I stay the hell away from it. Twiggs, whose family appears to be conservative Christians based in Utah, is transitioning from male to female and was in a relationship with the 22-year-old Robinson, Governor Spencer Cox has confirmed. In another post, Twiggs said he had been getting targeted adverts for treatment for schizophrenia and other mental conditions on social media. He says, quote, "I've been getting recommended treatments for schizophrenia, BPD, and a brain tumor recently by my social media advertisements." His posts were rarely political, but frequently referenced his gender transition as well as being a former Christian. So it comes as Robinson's bizarre ties to the quote-unquote furry lifestyle were revealed. An account on the website furaffinity.net, which I don't even know anything about, features sexualized images of cartoon animal characters, features an account name matching one that Robinson used on his various gaming and online accounts. The spent cartridge believed to belong to the murder weapon, it definitely was, we went over this, was inscribed with the message, quote, "Notices, bulges," and Governor Cox read this as well, capital O, small capital W, capital O, "What's this?" A phrase associated with a popular furry internet meme. So this furries thing, is kind of some weird, dark, occult kind of, sub sort of category of, internet, of the internet, the dark web. I don't know. And I want to share this really quickly. Check this out. So I've been doing a lot of digging. And so gender nonconforming kids have been found on forums like Trans DIY. DIY stands for do it yourself. And these different forums. Again, you don't need to know what are these forums. They have nothing to do with like normal people, okay? And so they're given instructions on how to order injectable hormones and secretly hide it from their parents. And this definitely does not look like life-saving healthcare to me. Does it to you? I don't know. And there's also these sort of pornographic cartoons on the cover of these recommended injections, which really cement the fact that this has absolutely nothing to do. Look at that little at the bottom right of your screen. You can see with the point emoji there, keep out of reach of parents. I mean, this is disgusting. And then I took this screenshot. Check this out. This was a question about HRT for gender fluid. And here was a response from that thread that I just mentioned. You'll have to be genetically lucky to get good hip growth. And no, HRT will not stop facial hair from growing. It may stop you from getting more than you have, and it will slow beard growth. But I've not heard of someone completely reversing their facial hair growth slowly off HRT. Reliance, whatever this is, has been inconsistent and best from what I've read around the internet. It should stop or slow breast growth while allowing you to continue feminization. But I've read a lot more stories of people being frustrated that this relaxafine, whatever that is, isn't working as well as they hoped. And I have people saying it went according to plan. I've not used it. So YMMV, please read the rules and go through older posts. So this is something that is like this dark underground web of these transgenders hiding from teachers, hiding from, well, a lot of teachers are in on it, but hiding from parents. Nobody knows about this stuff, that the transgender assassin's boyfriend and Robinson were both a part. This is that furries kind of underworld. I'm just trying to paint this psychological profile, this makeup of this individual, which again started off as a young, well-adjusted, normal young man in the Midwest, raised by great parents. Well, I don't know if they're great, but I mean, parents that seem normal. And then as soon as he went to college, 4 years of hyperbolic radicalization came back, and this is what he became. But wait, there's more. Twigs, who was said to be aghast after learning of Robinson's alleged crimes and is being, quote, extremely cooperative with authorities, per this Axios report. It's pretty clear that Robinson's roommate knew a lot and didn't say anything after the killing. So they're a person of interest officially and are cooperating. We want to keep it that way, one official said. That's what happened? Oh my God, no, here are all the messages. Twigs told law enforcement, according to the source, indicating that he then shared all of Robinson's online communications with authorities. It gets better. So Robinson's online presence points to a hodgepodge of mix of liberal ideology, gamer-style humor, and post-ironic memes. He reportedly grew up as a member of the Mormon faith, but had long since left the church by the time of his alleged crimes. Federal and state law enforcement officials are also examining leftist groups in Utah. This is kind of permeating all over X, and they're essentially saying that there was foreknowledge that this was going to happen to Charlie through these different factions, I'm calling them domestic terrorist cells. And I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. I think this whole transgender cult is a demonic terrorist organization that deserves to be dismantled. They want to lynch, end, assassinate, murder anybody who disagrees with them or anybody who stands in their way. It is a fetish from grown men, most of them grown men, who are preying and grooming young men and women, for that matter, who are giving them these life-altering, irrevocable medications without understanding what the long-term healthcare ramifications are. I can only imagine 50, 100 years from now, the psychological results and studies and analyses of what these medications can do to your mental chemistry and your bio makeup, et cetera, and the damning, absolute harsh ramifications of these medications. But this needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. Check this out. So federal and state law enforcement officials are examining leftist groups in Utah to see if anyone had knowledge of Robinson's alleged plans beforehand. One group, quote, is called the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City, wiped out all of its social media in recent days, although it isn't known whether this was in response to the ongoing investigations. Oh, I'm sure that's just a coincidence. Robinson is due to appear in court for the first time on Tuesday on charges of aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily harm, and obstruction of justice. Serious bodily harm. How about he ended this guy's body? President Trump, among others, has called for the death penalty if Robinson is found guilty. So if you answered that question, what does this guy deserve? We know what President Trump thinks. And I got to tell you, I'm with President Trump. You know what I'm saying over here? I'm with President Trump. Forget about you. You want to do that to my brother Charlie? You out of your freaking mind? I'm not going to pay for your healthy, cushy hospital bed and your mental asylums. Forget about. I'm not even Italian. I'm just doing that. I don't know why. A family member. Check this out. A family member of Lance Twiggs. You got to give him the death penalty. He can't. He's a bad guy, a nasty guy. I agree, Mr. President. A family member of Lance Twiggs, who was the transgender boyfriend of Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, says family cut ties with Twiggs due to his, quote, hostility toward anyone supporting conservative and Christian values. And they also confirmed that Robinson, Charlie Kirk's assassin, lived with him. This is something that has been making the round. And this was a couple of days ago. This is a user that is completely anonymous, doesn't have a real profile picture, but you can read what they said with the caption underneath when they finally announced that Charlie Kirk had passed. You can read it right there on the screen. This is a member, supposedly, this is an individual account that follows Tyler Robinson's transgender boyfriend, Lance Twiggs, or they're connected somehow. And the caption reads, "We effing did it," in regards to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Okay, so just to kind of wrap up here, okay? So we've got a guy who ended the life, assassinated, one of the icons of the Conservative Party, a guy who's transitioning from male to female, a guy who is involved in a sub-underground secret cult called the Furries, which is all related to all sorts of dark, cryptic, very esoteric and demonic transgender ideologies and principles, et cetera, as well as keeping things covert and secretive from parents, taking advantage, grooming young children. We also have the apartment that Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs were living in that was being frequented, neighbors said, by strange vehicles over the last 2 weeks that didn't have any license plates. Tyler Robinson is refusing to cooperate while Lance Twiggs is willing to give it all up, saying, "I didn't know anything about that." Do you believe that he actually didn't know anything about that? I sure don't. So that's where we are right now. We're going to find out more in the next couple of days. Obviously, stay posted here, subscribe, follow, make sure you don't miss out on anything, because your boy Nez is going to keep you in the loop. Here's my final question towards you. And I'm going to answer this as well. Do you think that Tyler Robinson is a lone wolf nut job, which is what the left claims? Or do you think there are more people involved? There might even be more people involved who are deeply connected with the deep state and the establishment, or even worse, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I would love to get your thoughts on this. This is a serious, serious problem. If you look at what happened in Nashville, if you look at what happened recently in Minneapolis, if you look at the track record of these violent, extreme acts of mass shootings, mass attacks, violent extremism, you will find, if not directly linked, somehow associated and affiliated, this strange transgender ideology. Something needs to be done about this immediately. And I thought I would end this video with Charlie's words. I want to end it on something upbeat. I know this was kind of a dark, ghoulish video, but the truth needs to come out there. So make sure you tap that thumbs up, share this out. Even if you're watching on your remote, tap that thumbs up. But I want to share Charlie's own words. Charlie says, "When things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. it's going to be okay. God bless you, Charlie. We love you so much. I will never stop the fight. I will never, ever give up. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your inspiration. And this really hits home, given all the people who are celebrating this. Thankfully, there is some happy ending. As I shared, a lot of these people are getting fired, which is warranted, 100% warranted. We're going to keep fighting, and God bless you. God bless your family. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all this. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.